Bonsoir à tous. It's great to see you tonight to continue with the Nanofictions by Patrick Baud. These are short stories written by him. You will find all the links to his work in the description. Welcome back if this is not your first time. I hope you're doing great. It's so lovely to see you each night and to see you in the comments and in the chat. I love hearing from you, and it's great to have something to look forward to every day. It's like meeting up with friends every day to catch up on what's happening, take some news from each other, and share some entertaining time together. So today we are going to aim for 3 tales, 3 nanofictions. And let's start with the most boring theme park ever. Ready? Let's read this one together. 1, 2, and 3. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent et l'hyperstimulation, cet entrepreneur visionnaire avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. L'idée était simple, c'était un parc d'attractions normales dont on avait retiré tous les manèges. Il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. Lots of big words here, especially at the beginning. Let's start with this sentence first. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent et l'hyperstimulation, cet entrepreneur visionnaire avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. That's different. And maybe getting bored is a good thing. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent et l'hyperstimulation. Contrer. I forgot to check this one. Counter maybe? How would you say contrer? It is to fight in a way. It is to fight against something that really is attacking you. To block, to counter. Yes, to counter. So, contrer is to counter. Do you write it like that? Yes, you do. To counter. Pour contrer. So, in order to counter, le divertissement. Le divertissement is entertainment. Entertainment. And divertir, it is to entertain. To entertain. So it's funny how this word is really long, and this one as well. So long word for entertaining things. Omniprésent means present everywhere. Present everywhere. Omniprésent, présent partout. We could have said présent partout. Et l'hyperstimulation, I think this one is the same, hyperstimulation, so overstimulation. To counter the entertainment present everywhere and hyperstimulation or overstimulation, cet entrepreneur visionnaire, this visionary entrepreneur, which is the same word in English because you take it from us. What is interesting to notice here is cet entrepreneur. We say ce chat and we say cette fleur. Okay, so this one is masculine. Et celui-là est féminin. But here, it is a masculine word and we say cette. Why? It is because it starts with une voyelle here. We have une consonne. So in order to make it sound better, cet été, this summer. Okay. Masculin qui commence par une voyelle. Okay. And here, qui commence par une consonne. So it is the same this cat, this flower, this summer, but because it starts here with une consonne, we can say ce chat. It sounds okay. But if we say ce entrepreneur, ce été, it doesn't sound good. And when did we see le théophonique? I think it was in this one as well. Yes, remember this was in the second? Yeah, this was in the second one that we did. Second reading of Les Nanofictions. We talked about le T euphonique, which made the French sound more fluent, like music, and not cut in parts. So it is the same thing here. We add a T in order to make it sound more musical. Can we say that? Easier to say. Okay, so here it is set, and it sounds like the feminine set. Cet entrepreneur, but it's still singular. Avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. Had decided to open the first park of boredom. L'ennui is boredom. Okay, and here we are not talking about a park. It's something that we're going to see right after in the next sentence. It is un parc d'attraction. And you call this a theme park, I think. Okay. Park. Maybe like that. I don't know. I would say. I'm going to write park like that. No, it's okay. So here it is not about a park such as le parc des Buttes-Chaumont, for example, or le parc du Château de Versailles. It is not just a park that you can find anywhere. It is about a theme park, le premier parc d'ennui. So let's find les liaisons here. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent, let's not put one here, et l'hyperstimulation, cet entrepreneur. So here I'm not going to write une liaison because we are supposed to pronounce all the letters from cet. So here we do not have a sound that appears because of the liaison. Avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. So no liaison here. Let's read the sentence together once again now that we understand all the words. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent et l'hyperstimulation, cet entrepreneur visionnaire avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. So what did he do? And this, checking. Good to go. Let's read these ones together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. L'idée était simple. C'était un parc d'attractions normal dont on avait retiré tous les manèges. Il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. So here you might have noticed a few liaisons already. We have one here. C'était un parc d'attractions normal. Oh, here. I'm going to write add on. Dont on. Maybe il. I might have cut it when I copy-pasted it. L'idée était simple, c'était un parc d'attractions normal dont il avait retiré tous les manèges. il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. Okay, so we have two liaisons. L'idée était simple. The idea was simple. C'était un parc d'attractions normal. It was a normal theme park. Un parc d'attractions. We saw that here it is a theme park. For example, mon parc d'attractions préféré est le parc Astérix. My favorite theme park is the parc Astérix. I picked a French example, and it is truly my favorite one in France. But now I really, really like roller coasters. So if there is one abroad that has big ones, I'd rather go to that one. But le parc Astérix is a very famous one, and it is very interesting culturally, because it's all about Astérix, and the jokes are very, very precise and sometimes a bit subtle. So it's very interesting because you learn from the culture by being there, and it's great. And if you like Asterix, it's a very good entertainment for a day if you are in Paris, because it is close to Paris. L'idée était simple, c'était un parc d'attractions normal dont il avait retiré tous les manèges, of which he had removed. Retirer, it is to remove. To remove. And I took some notes for you about that. Yeah, it is about withdrawing money as well. So this is interesting if you are talking to French people. Retirer de l'argent, or you're in France. To withdraw money. And usually it's cash, obviously. For example, je dois trouver un distributeur avant d'aller au concert pour retirer de l'argent. Ils ne prennent pas la carte. So this is less and less true, because more and more concerts prefer you pay by card when you're buying drinks and all. But it still happens. So you have here all the vocabulary for money in France. Je dois trouver un distributeur. I have to find ATM. I think that's what you say. Je dois trouver un distributeur avant d'aller au concert, before going to the concert, to withdraw money. They don't accept cards. So yeah, retirer, to remove, to withdraw, and it is mostly used about retirer de l'argent. So he had removed tous les manèges. Un manège, you might know what that is, and it's different things. It is, I didn't know this word, a merry-go-round and a carousel. Carousel? So I'm going to just explain here, because it has several meanings. It can be the thing that turns for children, where you have wooden horses and other animals that has a cute music and goes slow. So that is un manège. It is the most traditional idea of un manège if people think about that. And the other option that you have in amusement parks, it is the big ones that go very, very fast. It is a generic word for attractions in un parc d'attractions. Like a roller coaster can be called un manège as well. It is all these kind of things where you're going to have a ticket and enter and have something happen to you, usually in a cart, or where you're sitting on something. You have this idea of these theme parks having lots of those. These are des manèges in a theme park, but if you're talking about something that is going to be, for example, in a city, on la place du village, un manège is going to be this thing where you have the wooden horses and children sitting on them. This is un manège. And also it's for horses as well. If you are a horse rider, you will find un manège is the place. Usually it can be indoors or outdoors. We're going to turn around with your horse. But this is not about theme parks. So un manège can be both. And here, les manèges are obviously all the other kinds of them that you can find in a theme park. Il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. Rester is what is staying. And une file d'attente is a queue. Une file d'attente is a queue. Et l'attente is the wait. This is something that can be useful. Une file d'attente is a queue, and l'attente is the way. And attendre is to wait. You have lots of options here around attendre. Étendre, éteindre. Tricky verbs that sound the same. So let's read this one together again with la liaison, okay? Breathe in, breathe out, and let's read this together. L'idée était simple, c'était un parc d'attractions normal dont il avait retiré tous les manèges. Il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. Let's read it all together, and then I'm going to explain the ending, because I found out in the chat that not everybody understands the ending. So I want to make sure you understand it. Pour contrer le divertissement omniprésent et l'hyperstimulation, very interesting words to say, cet entrepreneur visionnaire avait décidé d'ouvrir le premier parc d'ennui. L'idée était simple, c'était un parc d'attractions normal dont il avait retiré tous les manèges. Il ne restait plus que les files d'attente. So what's the ending there? What makes the story interesting is that you see that you are overwhelmed by entertainment all the time and overstimulation, and this guy who thinks he's an entrepreneur visionary decided to do the opposite, so to open a theme park around boredom, because entertainment is already out there. And the idea is simple. He took a normal theme park and he removed what was entertaining, which is les manèges, and it was all about the wait and the queues. So that's, again, something interesting to look at, because we are overstimulated, and what is removed from us, it is boredom. So what if we took back boredom and actually use this time to think, for example? So again, the stories don't necessarily have a funny twist. It's not about being funny. It's about thinking differently and looking at the world with different eyes and seeing what we could do instead. Let's look at the second one. This one is scary, so maybe you'll have nightmares. Ready? Breathe in, breathe out. And 1, 2, 3, let's read together. Alors, notre village vous plaît? Demanda le réceptionniste. Oui, en me baladant près de l'église hier soir, j'ai été très impressionnée par le réalisme des gargouilles. J'avais l'impression qu'elle me fixait. C'est une église orthodoxe. Elle n'a pas de gargouilles. Oh, wow! What's that then? What was it? I don't know. But I'll be checking when I see other churches now. So it is a dialogue between two people. It is the receptionist of maybe the tourist office or the hotel and a visitor. Alors, notre village vous plaît? Demanda le réceptionniste. Here we don't have any liaison. I don't see any. So, our village pleases you. Plaire seems to be a verb that is difficult to use for students learning French. I have to change pages on my note. So plaire is to please, to delight. But you have to just translate it back when you want to understand how we use it, because we use it a lot. For example, s'il vous plaît is does this please you, or if it pleases you. If it pleases you. But you never translate it this way, you translate it with please. So you have to accept how French people use plaire and try to embrace it if you want to use it. It is like est-ce que and manquer. I know my friend Christina, who teaches English on Speak English with Christina, she always tells me for that, she just turned off her brain and started using it, and not overthinking it is the key. And this is what helped her. And this is what might help you here. Notre village vous plaît, does our village pleases you or delights you? And obviously this is very old-fashioned, but this is how French people use it. And also you can think about it backward. For example, ce film me plaît beaucoup. It is, this movie delights me. And again, it's not the way that you're going to use it. You're going to say, I like this movie a lot. So you can use it backward. Or I love. Let's put like, I like this movie a lot. Okay. So maybe in English, you're going to use an active form instead and use I. I like this movie a lot. I love this movie instead of ce film me plaît beaucoup, which is this movie delights me. But plaire is tricky, but if you are B2, C1, and beyond, it's good to know how to use it because we use it a lot, especially in this kind of pleasure and expressing pleasure or asking about it for villages or movies. Alors, notre village vous plaît. Does our village pleases you? Do you like our village? Which would be much more appropriate in English as a translation. Demanda le réceptionniste, asked the receptionist. Oui, en me baladant près de l'église hier soir, j'ai été très impressionnée. Here we have a liaison that is easy to spot. Par le réalisme des gargouilles. J'avais l'impression qu'elle me fixait. So here we don't have more liaison. So let's analyze the vocabulary here. Oui, en me baladant près de l'église hier soir. Se balader, it is to take a walk, to walk around. And you can use se promener as well. Se promener. For example, en plus d'aller faire les courses, je me suis promenée dans le quartier. I'm going to say avant. Avant d'aller faire les courses, je me suis promenée dans le quartier pour me dégourdir un peu les jambes pendant le confinement. This is very appropriate to what's happening now. Before going shopping, faire les courses is to go shopping for food and essentials. We don't say faire les courses for shopping for clothes, for example. Avant d'aller faire les courses, je me suis promenée dans le quartier. I walked around the neighborhood pour me dégourdir un peu les jambes pendant le confinement. Se dégourdir les jambes is to stretch your legs. Se dégourdir les jambes, yeah, to stretch your legs. And it is familiar French without being any vulgar. It's just everyday modern French. Pour me dégourdir un peu les jambes pendant le confinement. And you can say, je me suis baladée dans le quartier as well. It is exactly the same level of French. None of those are vulgar or too youth French. It's appropriate for all ages. Avant d'aller faire les courses, je me suis promenée dans le quartier pour me dégourdir un peu les jambes pendant le confinement. Good. So, while taking a walk near the church, l'église, it is the church, yesterday evening, j'ai été très impressionnée, I was very impressed, par le réalisme des gargouilles, by the realism of the gargouille. Une gargouille, I think you can guess it from how I say it. It is a gargoyle. And these were very, very famous on Notre Dame. And I think maybe you follow the story that they took them out of Notre Dame before the fire because they wanted to clean them. So it saved them. En me baladant près de l'église hier soir, j'ai été très impressionnée. So here we have une liaison par le réalisme des gargouilles. J'avais l'impression qu'elles me fixaient. I was under the impression that they were fixé, it is to stare at. So here it is to stare at. It's about other things as well. For example, fixing something, but more fixing it on a wall. Fixer. To fix. Yes, to fix, to attach, to stabilize, to set. Okay, so there are lots of different meanings that I don't want to dive into for today, but here it is about staring. They were looking at you intently. So let's read this again together. Are you ready? 1, 2, and 3. Oui, en me baladant près de l'église hier soir, j'ai été très impressionnée par le réalisme des gargouilles. J'avais l'impression qu'elles me fixaient. So that's scary. It means that these are very, very good statues. Okay, so I don't spoil the other story for tomorrow. Let's read this together. C'est une église orthodoxe, elle n'a pas de gargouilles. It is an Orthodox church, it does not have gargoyles. So let's read, here we have une liaison, I don't want to forget this one. Elle n'a pas de gargouilles. So just one here. Let's read the tale together again and then we're going to explain the ending. Alors, notre village vous plaît? Demanda le réceptionniste. Oui, en me baladant près de l'église hier soir, j'ai été très impressionnée par le réalisme des gargouilles. J'avais l'impression qu'elles me fixaient. C'est une église orthodoxe, elle n'a pas de gargouilles. So what happened here? The receptionist is asking if the visitor is enjoying the village. So here I assume it is the receptionist of the hotel. Yes, I was walking near the church yesterday. I was very impressed by the gargoyles. They looked very realistic. I was under the impression that they were staring at me. And it is an Orthodox church that there's no gargoyles. This is very difficult for me to say. So this means that it was monsters looking at him or something that we don't know what it was. So it is scary. And again, next time you look at a church, you might wonder if these are actually gargoyles or if they are monsters. Well done for today. You did really, really well. And so far, I would love to know in the comments which story was your favorite. Are you more scary stories? Do you like funny stories or more, how do you say that? Absurd. Sorry. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So tell me which one you like the most. If you could say that in French, that would be a good challenge for today. You don't have to be worried about your mistakes. We all make mistakes. And just knowing which one you like the most so we can share our taste there. Let me know in the comment area. And again, if you like this video, you can put a thumb up to it. I wish you une bonne journée, une bonne soirée, maybe une bonne nuit. It's so lovely to be together each evening to read tales together. It's really helpful during these difficult times to escape in something so beautiful as tales. So I'll see you tomorrow at 7:15 Paris time for more tales and nanofiction from Patrick Baud. À demain. Salut!